Trey's Amigas cooking show. Minus one amiga. Kate wasn't able to come tonight. But we're here bringing you our monthly recipe of the day. So this time, since it's not exactly a holiday season, we're just going to be making a classic banana bread, which makes a great breakfast item or a dessert item or like a snack anytime during the day.
A warm snack away from the snow.
Exactly. So, banana bread is very delicious and it is actually very simple to make. So, first Jessica's just going to introduce the different ingredients that are necessary.
Okay, for banana bread, it's really simple to make, like Lauren said, and it's probably easier than cookies. Okay, first of all, we have our flour, our sugar, we have vanilla, 2 eggs, and baking soda, and we have bananas.
And so in order, since like we got around to baking...
and butter. Lots of butter.
Okay, and so since we got around to baking banana bread, we decided to double the recipe. So we've got, oh, okay, yeah, okay. So,
first of all,
we have our flour, and so pretty much after you gather up all your ingredients, we're just going to go ahead and put them together in a mixing bowl, mix it all together. It takes around 5 minutes to prepare after you've found the ingredients, and then we'll go ahead and pop that into the oven. Oh right, before you prepare, preheat your oven to 375 degrees.
And make sure you have this kind of pan. It's probably like, I don't know, what do you think, like 7 by 3?
Yeah.
7 by 4. Make sure you have this, and make sure you grease it as well.
Yeah. It's a lot more desirable to cook like a bread in a pan like that instead of just like a regular, I don't know, whatever else you might use to bake. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get started.
So you want to have a big bowl because you have a lot of stuff to put in it. So, first of all, we're going to put
3 cups of flour in.
Yes. So we're going to pour that in.
Okay.
Okay. Then we have 1.5 cups of sugar.
You can also use 2 cups, but we thought, might as well promote a healthier option, so we just went with 1.5 cups.
Yeah, because it tastes pretty much the same. It depends on like what you like.
And then we have our 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. And remember, this is we doubled the serving, so if you just want to make 1 serving, you just have to take half of the amount that we're using.
And then we have our baking soda.
Yeah.
So we have that. Get it all in there. And
lastly, we've got our 2 eggs. And so we'll pour that all in. And you can just you can put everything in and then mix it. It's easier than like beating everything separately and then putting it together.
And then usually you would use if you have like a KitchenAid mixer, that would be good too, but we're going to do it the old-fashioned way today.
And then we're just going to add a couple pinches of salt here.
Or a couple shakes.
Yeah.
And then okay. And then we have the main ingredient, the banana. So you're going to take 3 to 4 bananas for a normal recipe, but we doubled it, so we're going to have 6 bananas today. So pretty much you want see how this banana is brown and not totally hard and yellow?
Yeah, you want one that's a little riper, so it's just easier to mix and stuff.
So once you get the banana peeled, you
don't want the peel in there too.
Yeah, you don't want the peel. And usually when they're old, the peels kind of get stuck to the thing, so make sure you get all those out, all the stringiness out. Okay, so then once you peel your bananas, you want to make sure you've washed your hands, or if you haven't, don't tell the people you're serving it to. So you want to take it and you can break it and it kind of splits easily. So,
and then just split it into like
see
as
it
small as
splits.
chunks that you can get, so it's just easier to mix. Because if you're putting in like an entire banana at once, might even break the KitchenAid electric mixer.
They're pretty big. But anyways, you want to make sure, like when you're throwing them in there, make sure you mash them. Like get your fingers really gooey. I mean, you got to get into it, you know. And so once you get all of those in there, you're gonna mix it up on the KitchenAid, or old-fashioned way like we're gonna do. And then
Just help putting in these last touches. Okay, and so we're making a very traditional banana bread tonight with just bananas and then like the other, the baking necessities. But if you want to, I know some people like to throw in like various nuts, like walnuts, or like might even throw in like raisins or like craisins or anything, so feel free to do that and just add those to your own liking. We just kind of went plain tonight and are just baking the banana bread with nothing else.
exactly.
Okay, so now we're just finishing up, like we put in all the ingredients and then we're just finishing up, mixing it all up. A lot of bananas, takes a while, but we'll show you what it should look like. It should be pretty moist, and you want to try to get it and so like the bananas are completely mashed up. You don't want chunks and stuff.
Because if you have chunks, then just imagine biting down on the bread and then you get a chunk of banana. I mean, some people like that, but
you really get the full taste of a banana.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so this is what it should look like.
A little bit like this.
You can see it. It's really juicy, not super runny, but it is runny enough to like pour into a bowl.
And pretty moist, okay? Like if you notice that it's really like super thick and stuff, like maybe add a little water or something, because when you have the bread, the last thing you want is for it to be super dry. Everyone likes the like moist loaf, so try to aim for that.
And if it is dry, you know that you either used not ripe bananas or you used
way too much flour.
Yeah, so here, see how it is dripping like that?
Yeah.
Okay. So now we're going to take our pans that we did not grease yet.
Yep, good call, Jess. Never want to.
So I'm going to take some traditional pan, like we've used before in our cooking shows. And then I'm going to spray it like pretty thoroughly. Definitely get the bottom. The sides don't matter as much because they usually come off of that. Okay. So we have these two, and then we're going to fill them. Okay. You want to take a spatula, spatula. So you scrape it off the sides. So we're taking a red spatula, and then, so we're going to take it, and we're going to pour it into our nice little pan. Okay, and it obviously, well, I don't know if it's obvious to those who are new to cooking, but it's not going to fill the whole thing, but it does rise. Okay, next one. So you can show what that one looks like. Show them what that one looks like.
So this one looks about like this, if you can see it. So it's about, I'd say, around halfway full. And then like in the end, after we want to make like 2 equal batches, so if there's any left over, we'll like maybe fill in a little bit more. So like this again, halfway, about halfway full. Like if you have it up to the bare top, once it rises, it's going to be spilling over the sides.
So when you have some extra, you want to make sure that both of them are even because they're going to be cooking at the same time. So we're going to get all of it in there.
Perfect. Want to scrape everything off. Don't want to waste any of the yumminess.
Okay, almost done. So then you want to make sure your oven is preheated, which most likely if you started it at the very beginning it will be, to 375.
Okay, and I think Jessica got off the last bit. So this is our 2 trays.
Also, make sure you don't have any of this
on the sides. Okay, so like clear off the sides. We still need to do that right over there, but just wanted to show you that each are about halfway full. And now we are ready for it to go in the oven. So we're gonna let that cook for 1 hour and then show you what it looks like when we're all done.
So just put them in, and we're all good. And we're back.
So the hour is, the timer finally went off, so it's ready to take out the bread.
So we're going to open it up, and then you take a toothpick. You probably can't see it from there, but and then you take your glove, and you test it. And then you stick it kind of in the middle or where you think is the deepest. And then if it comes out and it's clean, then it's done. But if it comes out and it's kind of gooey, then you want to put it back in because it's not all the way cooked. So in our case, it is done.
So it took us like a little bit, like around 50-55 minutes to have it done. So just kind of depending on the settings and how much heat like your oven gives off. It's not probably exactly 1 hour.
And you want to check. Always, yeah.
Okay. So now why don't we slice off a piece for each of us?
Well, what we did, and we take it off while it's hot. You dump it out on a cooling rack, kind of like this. Whoops. And it should come out.
Yeah, and then you can just leave it there to enjoy and eat.
And then so it should look like this, if you can see it. And then
we've got a nice little loaf, not too thick, like nice thin pieces, but still just as good.
Cut some off and
each can have a little.
Then you enjoy.
Yay!
Bon appetit.